The system wanted me to keep chasing the heroine, but the moment I met her mother, she stole my heart. I apologized in front of everyone. With just a few words, I impressed her so much that the entire atmosphere changed. The heroine thought I was only trying to get her attention, but she had no idea. I had already moved on. In this romance novel, I was supposed to die for her, spend all my wealth on her, and in the end, sacrifice myself for the hero. The system wanted me to change my fate and win her back, but to me, she wasn't worth it anymore. Her mother, Song Royan, was beautiful, calm, and wise. I picked up my sister's hairpin and gently placed it in her hair. Then I smiled. A mature and kind woman is far better than a spoiled girl. The moment she heard that, Song Royan's eyes filled with tears. The heroine burned with rage. The hero immediately stepped forward. He pulled out expensive medicines and said, "My gift is way better than your cheap junk." I just laughed. Give your medicine to whoever you want. My most precious gifts are only for Royan. Then I took out a legendary elixir and placed it in her hands. Gently holding her hand, I said, "Please accept it." At that moment, the system's voice echoed. Song Royan affection plus 40. I froze. Just from holding her hand? 40 points? Then it all made sense. Royan was genuinely starting to feel something for me. Suddenly, boom! An attack came straight at me. The heroine had completely lost control. She believed every gift I owned should belong to her. She couldn't even stand sharing them with her own mother. But the next second, smack! Song Royan slapped her daughter. The heroine ran away crying. The instant the slap landed, Royan's expression changed. She realized what she had done. For the first time, she had hurt her daughter. But then the system spoke again. Affection increased. I smiled to myself. The more she stood up for me, the closer we would become. That night, Song Royan sat alone. She tried to meditate, but her thoughts kept drifting back to me. My words, the way I held her hand, the way I made her feel special. Everything replayed in her mind. Then another notification appeared. Affection plus 10. A few days later, a massive auction opened by the sea. Rare pearls attracted everyone's attention. Using her status, the heroine tried to claim them first, but the organizers stopped her. These pearls are reserved for the young master. She could only stand there and watch. Before, I would have given her everything. Now, she could look but never touch. Grinding her teeth, she said, "If you give me all those pearls, I'll consider marrying you." I looked at her coldly. "Stop dreaming. I don't like you anymore. I want someone else." I picked up the pearls and walked straight to Song Royan. "These were specially prepared for you." She immediately shook her head. "Don't call me by my name." But her cheeks had already turned red. The system kept sending notifications. Her heartbeat was getting faster. I smiled. "Whatever you like, I'll always bring it to you." The softness in her eyes changed instantly. Suddenly, she gave me a light push. But in the very next moment, I grabbed her shoulder and pulled her into my arms. The entire hall fell silent, and Song Royan's mind went completely blank.